Good morning. We're kind of in the hippie style this morning.
Sound a little surfer too.
Oh, well, Dave says I sound a little more surfer dude. Well, I didn't really live in the time of the hippies, so I don't know what would be a hippie phrase. Far out! Anyway, welcome to Saturday in the Studio. My name is Lisa the Crazy Schmid, and my husband Dave and I love to do this together. So he's behind the camera, and I get to be in front of the camera, and sometimes he's in front too. So today, if you haven't guessed, I want to show you, I pulled out my tie-dye shirt that I made and got my peace out headband scarf. It's really long. I want to show you the spiral die stamp, and it is so much fun. I want to show you some things you can make with it and tell you about it. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you can use this spiral die. First off, let me show you the die, or the stamp, excuse me. So here's the stamp. It is a full size stamp, so it fits on a whole quarter sheet of cardstock.
4 1/4 by 5.
Yep, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I actually, it comes with a little extra rubber here, so I trimmed that off. I looked where there was extra rubber, I trimmed the corners, and you can see I trimmed down here because I can tell it's not perfectly straight. So I just trim off all that extra rubber. I don't need it. And so here's what it looks like. Isn't that so fun? And it goes on this big block, which is the letter F, the big F block for freaky. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know. All right, let me get started before I dig myself a bigger hole. So there's a couple ways we can use this. And the first way I want to show you is using markers. So we're going to use our Stampin' Write markers. And this is one where I used our Stampin' Write markers. Now, I actually did try to use the Stampin' Blends, and you can't. So I had done the green and Stampin' Blends because I really wanted it to be Granny Apple, and I don't have a Stampin' Write marker in Granny Apple. So I quickly first put it on my wish list, and then, but I had to go back and stamp it again using the Stampin' Write. So let me show you how you can do that. So here's, you can color in any color you want. So you can just kind of color. I was just starting on the outside and sort of doing a little bit. I left a gap, followed it around, did a little bit, leave a gap. We'll go back in and fill some.
Morning, Diane.
Hi, Diane. So cute in tie-dye. It's fun to make. I don't know how they make them with these perfect spirals. I cannot do that. But all right, so I'm just trying to line up these in different places where they are not totally lined up with each other, if that makes sense. I'm trying to get them all over the place. I'll do that little one right there. Okay, I might go back and add more. So that color was Pacific Point. And now I'm going to use Pool Party to go with a much lighter color. And I might put a little bit of different color in there. This one probably takes the longest to get done, but yeah, it depends, you know, if you wanted this look with lots of different colors. So I see I've got it here, here, over there, over there. I need some on this side. What are you looking for, love?
Keep going.
Keep going. All right, Dave's got his creative juices going. And then this last one I'm going to use, I kind of just picked some blues. This one is Tempting Turquoise. It's an older color. Do we still have we don't have Tempting Turquoise. I just picked out 3 blues. I'll have to get rid of this one if it's not. Picked out 3 blues. Kind of didn't look at the colors, just grabbed my markers. I do try to get rid of the ones that are not current, so I will. Speaking of which, those will be in the garage sale coming up on on June, good grief, thank goodness it's not then, on June 10th and 11th. And as a customer, so I'm just kind of filling in, I see I have that color there, the dark there. I'm going to go back and do the light here, even though I started in that. You're making me nervous. What are you looking for?
Do you have your Stamparatus?
Stamparatus is over there in the left cupboard. Yes. Yep. All right, so I think, do I have them all? You can see I'm really not being careful because that's tie-dye is not careful. I'm going to go back with the dark. Tie-dye is just tie-dye, right? And put a little bit in the middle. All right, I don't think, oh yeah, that corner. I think I missed a few. Now I think I've got them. I think I'm good. So the next thing you're going to do is actually huff. That's the important part, is to huff. That means you go all over the image to give you some, to make it so it's moist. And then I'm just going to stamp right there, nice and hard. All right, there we go. Oh, isn't that so fun? I love it. What a great color. And if I'm like, oh shoot, I want it a little darker, I could go back and add a little bit. I can, let's see, the spiral is this way. If I want a little bit more dark over there, that would be this side. I could just add a little bit and I could go back, sort of line it up and stamp it. And that's the great thing about tie-dye is it doesn't matter, right? Because when you make the shirt or make whatever tie-dye, isn't that fun? So that is one way, that is to use the markers. So let me show you this card again. So with this card, I used the markers, and you can see, you know, some of them have other colors, it's fine. And then I did use this die is from the Color and Contour, so it's Scalloped Contours dies. This particular die is just a nice size for the words, but here's the cool thing. It cuts out a little edge right there. Do you see that? So I was able to, you can thread ribbon or you can put the piece of paper underneath. So these little spots cut out, actually cut through the paper, so I could thread it through like that. And then I've got my matte, what are those called? The matte dots. All right, so that's the first one. I love this one. Wow, I really like the blues. That's fun. I really like that, so we'll have to make a card with that one. So that is with the markers. That's the first way. Then to clean this off, I'm going to just take my chamois and push it down, or I could pick up my chamois, which is wet, and just kind of dab it. I want to make sure I get all of that off. I can see I'm getting a little bit of water on my paper. That's okay. And I'm going to go back in with a paper towel and make sure that it's dry. So let's go ahead and just make sure that's dry. Sometimes you see me just like pat it on my hand. Well, this is too big to do that, so I don't want to do that. All right, just get all those darker colors out. I just want to go back one more time, get a couple of these. There we go.
Morning, Deb. Morning, Sandy.
Hi, friends. Oh, what markers? Yeah, there's, yep, old colors going in the garage sale. I used to keep them for my students, and I was like, I don't need to do that. They don't really use them, so. Okay, so the first one we made was using markers. These two are using markers. Okay, so I started with probably the most time consuming, or I don't know, those just take a little bit longer. Now, I want to show you how could I use it using our, oh, I left the drawer right there. Can you grab that? How can I use it using our Stampin' Blends? Excuse me, my goodness, what am I talking about? Stampin' Spots. So I want to use it, oh, I have them right here, using my Stampin' Spots. And I was thinking maybe Pacific Point and Poppy for like a 4th of July deal. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to, and actually I remembered I want to start with what I would consider the lighter color. Oh, I guess they're both kind of dark, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm just gonna I'm not even really worrying about the spiral. I'm just sort of doing it wherever. If some of it overlaps, that's okay. It's gonna come out so fun. Get this one, this corner blue right here. I'm telling you, this was really fun to play with. I was like, oh boy, this one I could sit and make all different colors of tie-dye. There we go. And then if you want, like right there, maybe I want right in the middle there, if I want a little bit of red, I might just take my paper towel and just kind of rub off those few to put some red in the middle. Because if I get the blue on here, it's not the end of the world. I just tap it off and then add more red. Oops, I was going to do blue in the middle. Let's just add a little blue. And I can still see some spots where I'm missing, so I'm going to just kind of get those and get that little red right there. And what color should we do over here? This is red, and that's probably going to be blue. Oops, and that's red in my hand. Okay, so lots of ink, different colors. I'm just looking to see, did I miss any? No, I think I'm pretty good. All right, I'm going to add a little more red over here. So, all right, so here's another way to do it. And I bet you're so excited. It's not red, it's poppy. Poppy and Pacific Point. I will use my accurate colors. And here is our 4th of July card. Oh, this side has less smudges, but it's going to get covered anyway. So let's go ahead and stamp that. Get it nice and pushing. And I did use my mat, which I thought helped. Woohoo! Talk about a fun 4th of July card. Isn't that great? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. See, it makes me happy. This is what I'm talking about, people. Like, I stamp it, I lift it up, I'm like, oh, that's so fun. So here is another one I made with using the Stampin' Spots, because this one, I'm going to show you something else about this one actually. Stampin' Spots. So it's another way to use them. All right, let's get our chamois here and just wipe that off. And of course I like the bold colors, but you could use subtler colors, which I will show you one like that. All right, let me make sure that's kind of clean enough. All right, I realize I didn't grab my ink, but I'm gonna grab it right now, love. Dave's like, oh my goodness. I'm just gonna grab some, let's see, I know Deb is Clemson, right? An orange, is that the colors there?
Orange and blue.
Pumpkin pie and a dark blue like Pacific. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna do Clemson colors for Deb Seelig, orange and blue. All right, I'm gonna do one color completely. So now I've switched now to the bigger pads, the full size. I'm gonna do a whole color. So we'll do it all in orange. Can you grab me a yellow and like some lighter colors also? That'd be sweet. 3. All right, so there's our orange. So we'll do that right here. Oh, orange and purple. Sorry, can you grab purple? It's not blue, it's purple. So here, Deb, here's a graduation card for you. It's gonna be for you. And then what I'm gonna do is clean that off. So that's all one color, right? And I'm gonna clean that off. So I'll take like the gorgeous grape.
Yep, that's what I was looking
yeah, thanks. All right. So just get that all cleaned off. Thank you. And for this one, maybe a pink.
Yep.
Sounds good. All right. So this one, now we're going to put on the purple. Thanks. So now we're going to take the purple. We've got our fun orange. And Deb, I might have to just like mail this to you because I don't know anybody with orange and purple. And here's what we're going to do. So these are cut at my 4 and 5 1/4. So it's one size in so that these could fit on a card. Okay, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do when we add 2 colors. So we've got the one color. Here's our next color. I'm looking at my spiral. I want it the same direction, but I'm going to shift just a little bit because I'm trying to get it to stamp in the middle. So I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I know the top is there. I'm just going to shift a little bit and stamp. And there's really nothing that's going to... Are you ready, Deb? Woo! Orange and purple. Isn't that fun? So I did one for Minnesota, of course, because what a great graduation card. Just wanted to say congratulations. And the just wanted to say... The congratulations is actually from a grandkid. I love this because of the exclamation point. And the just wanted to say is from, boy, I thought I had everything situated. Sorry, friends. The just wanted to say is from Ornate Thanks. So it has all these words, which are really fun to use. Interestingly, I put both of these on the stamp at the same time. And you can't do that if one's photopolymer and one is rubber. Or cling stamp, because these are much thicker than the photopolymer. So that's okay. So I stamped them twice. But isn't that a fun, graduation card? And then I was thinking, of course, how fun to put one of those little graduation caps right there or right here that we talked about last Wednesday. But there's the purple. So when I stamp this off a little bit, you'll notice on this one I matted it twice. So this this Mary Merlot is the color of the white of this 4 and 5 1/4. But when I stamp it off a little bit, do you see what happened right there? Because obviously I'm moving it. So all we need to do is trim off that little side, and we just make it a tiny bit smaller. So we're going to make it 3 3/4 by 5. 3 3/4 by 5, and now I've got my complete tie-dye to put right in the middle here. And I just layered it twice then. Isn't that fun? Go Tigers. All right, I'm going to mail that to you, Deb. Okay, and I wanted to show you, let's see, I have one more thing I want to show you on how to go ahead and do the same kind of thing. So I stamped the orange and the purple. This time I'm going to use 3 colors. So let's clean off that beautiful purple. You see my water dripping. That's okay. All right, I like to do the big stamps this way so I can actually see that I'm getting it all. I mean, I could put it in the, I could clean it off this way, but I'm still going to turn it over and make sure I've got it. So,
Morning, Holly.
Isn't this the most fun stamp? All right, I'm going to grab a fresh sheet of paper here so that we have white underneath us again. Okay, now I'm going to use 3 colors, and I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo, Mint Macaron, and So Saffron. Yeah, so I'm going to start with my lightest color. I just want to make sure all that purple is off. We really don't want to get that on there. There we go. Okay, I'm going to start with my So Saffron, and I'm going to stamp the whole thing. So we're going to have yellow behind everything. There we go. All inked. You know that's like applause for yourself, right? I think so. And I'm using basic white. You could use very vanilla, but I'm kind of sticking with the basic white. I'm just going to stamp that directly on. That's my So Saffron, so that's our background. And then I'm going to clean this off, and I'm just going to do half and half of the second color. The other thing I could do is I could stamp 3 times. 3 different colors, the whole thing. But let's just try half and half. I bet that'll look really cool too. So I'm using Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to do it at an angle. Flirty Flamingo for the top half. And do you see how this is so much quicker than the markers? I would probably choose to use this unless I wanted like a lot of colors. Then I would use the markers. And this one is Mint Macaron on the bottom. Okay. Now again, I don't want to stamp it directly on top because that's going to kind of look muddy with the So Saffron, so I'm going to scooch it. I'm looking at my...
Turn it 180 degrees.
Oh, Dave said, what if I turn it 180? Oh, let's try it.
That's what they did in the catalog.
Oh, that's what they did in the catalog. Just kidding.
And they used the stamparatus.
And they use the stamparatus. All right, so you're saying turn it this way and stamp it?
Let me see.
I stamped it this way first. This way.
All the way over.
Oh, all the way around.
180.
So it's the opposite.
Yep.
And stamp it directly on or off?
They did it stamparatus straight.
I'm just going to stamp it right on because, I don't know, because that's what he just said. Ooh, look at that. Oh, I see. Okay, I don't know if you understood what he just said, but where I was saying to stamp it and then move it up, Dave said the way they made it is you stamp it and then you turn it over and it fills in the gaps. Oh my God, of course it does, because that's what Stampin' Up! Does. So I made one of these as a little baby card with a little bit lighter colors. I used Mint Macaron and my Petal Pink. And okay, so here's the deal. I couldn't find the right kind of phrase. Like I didn't have a baby stamp. So here's what I did. If you would like to purchase this, here's what I made for you. I made a PDF of fun sayings. Don't worry, be hippie, groovy, have a groovy birthday. So when I was making this, I'm like, wow, I kind of feel like a Stampin' Up! Creator. Have a far out birthday. Born to be wild, have a wild birthday. Good vibes, out of sight. Congratulations. I was thinking that's a good graduation one. Flower child, you are about to bloom. Happy birthday. How cute is that? Feeling groovy, you could do that with congratulations or happy birthday or happy graduation. And then there's that happy baby. So I thought that was really fun to add. I saw it somewhere and I made my own. So thought that was kind of a fun thing. You just print it off on cardstock. I do want to point out again that these dies are those same color and contour dies. So I'm using these layers. Absolutely love them. Dave will put the number. Is it a current stamp? Yes. Barb, it is.
And I just put the number for spiral die in the chat, and also good morning to Carrie and Barb.
Yeah. So I love these layers. They're super fun and easy to use. Dave's going to put the number in the chat. And then the other one I use, let's pull my cards back in here on this one, because I was thinking this is more for a boy. I didn't want to use the scalloped edge, so I did use our rectangle stitched dies. Okay, if you don't have the right size there, it's not possible. Look at all those sizes. So Dave will put this one in the chat as well. It's kind of a nice, it gives you a nice little border here rather than just a straight stamp or straight cut. And then I was looking for ribbon. I didn't have any ribbon these colors, so I have the gingham, but I thought that doesn't really fit, so I just used our white twine. Isn't that fun? So if you order this, I will mail you the PDF. Of course, I'm going to put out all the ones we made. We made so many. Look at all the variations you can do with tie-dye. Look at this. Just pile them on top. Look at all that. So much fun. So much fun. Wow. Good morning, Louise. So that is what I want to show you. I mean, see, you can see here how you do get a little more variation when you're using the Stampin' Blends. You can kind of fit in more colors, but the Stampin' Spots are a little bit quicker. And then obviously the whole thing is even quicker when you stamp the whole thing. 2, 3 colors, whatever you want to do. Isn't that fun? Oh my goodness. I got so excited making them. So the next thing, or the last thing, oh, I have one more thing to show you. So look at this. When I die cut out my baby card, when I die cut out this piece, this was left. Well, I can use that because I centered it. That's a border. That's a great border that I can easily use for another card. So you can always use those edges, as you know, when you put the die kind of in the middle. Or a strip would look cute too. All right, so many fun tie-dye. Love it, love it, love it. I want to show you the Quick Stamp cards because Quick Stamp is coming up on June 10th. Quick Stamp is on June 10th at 7 p.m. Now you don't have to register. I mean, you have to register. Sorry, you don't have to have everything. I'm going to mail you everything that you need to make this. You just need the sentiment and some ink. Dimensionals are optional. I'll mail you everything you need. You do need to register at register.thestamperstudio.com. These are the cards we're going to be making. I think they're absolutely stunning. I just think they're really gorgeous. And then this one, there's an option to buy the color and contour bundle. And you'll see that's obviously an additional cost. I'll die cut these, but when you get the bundle, then you'd be able to stamp them and have that variation on there, which is really fun. So I'm excited to share that with you. I thought this was I just love these. I think they're all beautiful, good summary cards. So make sure you register. You got to register by Monday. Okay, today's Saturday. Please register by Monday so I can get everything cut and ordered and sent to you. And the other thing I just wanted to mention one more time is the garage sale is on June 10th and 11th. And as a customer, you are able to put your items in. You need to label it with your name and the price, whatever price you want, and bring them to me the weekend before. So it's June 10th and 11th. That's a Thursday, Friday. Bring it to me the weekend before, and I will sell it for you. It's like free money for you because I will sell them for you and you get new Stampin' Up! Products. So I will give you a credit towards the new Stampin' Up! Product. So to me, I'm like, there's always some things I'm like, meh, I don't really like that. I don't use it that much. Get rid of them and get some new stuff.
Open up some space in your craft room.
Yeah, open up some space in your craft room. That's a good idea. And then as demonstrators, I actually have demonstrators get to sell their things and they just get the cash. So that's a sweet deal too. Anyway, so if you are looking and going, oh, good grief, I want everything, now's the time to join Stampin' Up! When you join Stampin' Up!, you get, it's $99, but you get $155 worth of product. So there's no catch, there's no hook. There's no anything except for free product. So let me know if you want to know more about that. But otherwise, please sign up for the quick stamp at register.thestamperstudio.com. Like the page, share it with your friends so they can see Goofy, us in tie-dye. I'm really warm with this on. I don't know how they wore that. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday. It's supposed to be like 82 here in Minnesota, so it's going to be a hot, hot day. Hot. Groovy. All right, I better stop before I dig myself into a hole. Dave's already shaking his head. That's all right. He loves me. All right, you guys, happy stamping. Have a groovy Saturday.